Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Friday the 13th, and I wanted to just give you a quick update on where I am with repairing this circuit board. Making really good progress. So as I reported earlier, I'm using the copper adhesive tape to fix the traces that I'm having an issue with. And I just want to walk you through, show you what I've done so far, and then show you what's left before I can start repopulating the board. So let's start in this area where we began last time. So you'll see I've got, let me see if I can zoom in and get you a little better picture there. So here's one I replaced, here's another one, here's another one, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one there, there's one there, there's one there, right there, right there, there's a few right there and right there. And as we continue along the board, there's one there, there's two right there, there's one there, and there's one right there. And I think that covers, there's one more. So what I've done is I've obviously cleaned underneath each one of these traces. I've scraped back the existing pad to make sure that I've got good connection. I fitted it in. Then I did a solder bridge for each one, and then I tested the connectivity between here and here, and also between here and the other connections to make sure that I don't have anything. So I know that I've got these clean, and I know that these connections are now good. So that's going to be a plus. What I am now trying to figure out is how I get the rest of the flux off this board. I have flux cleaner, but this board is so old, and that what happens is when you try to clean it, it gets sticky. Like right here, I mean, this is just crappy. You know, I'd love to get that nice and clean, but I'm afraid to play with this board anymore, quite honestly. I've got it into a state now where I could actually start populating it. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do to get this a little bit cleaner. I don't want to go crazy, like I said. That's my challenge. So I'm going to ponder that one a little bit. My plan is going to be, when I start populating this thing, is going to be to do all the resistors first. So what I'll do is I'll flip it over like this, and you'll see I've put labels here where the burnt resistors were. This is the one that was burnt when I first got it, and so was that one. That's a 47 ohm. And my plan is going to be to populate all of the resistors in the board on this direction, okay, like this. And after I populate them all on the board, I'm going to put some blue masking tape across the whole board like this, and I'll show you that when I do it. And that will allow me to flip the board over. And then I'll be able to start soldering, and then, as I said in the previous video, I'm going to be able to solder horizontally, which makes a huge difference. I'll be able to put just a tiny amount of solder on each connection, make sure I do this the right way, and make sure that I have good connections. After I get all the resistors populated, my next step is going to be to put in the diodes, because those are relatively flat. Then I'm going to proceed with the capacitors, and then lastly I'm going to put in the transistors. So that's going to be my game plan. I should be getting around to populating this thing this weekend. That's my plan. And again, I'm going to be really careful. I'm going to test every component before I put it in this thing, because my goal is to power this up on the first try. So that's my plan. So so the copper foil stuff did well. Let me show you what that what brand I use. This way you have it. So I use the Tape Master. And it's tapesmaster.com, and it's I used a 3/8 inch 55-yard copper shielding conductive adhesive, and I got this on eBay. I'm sorry, on Amazon, and it was like I said, about $10. But this stuff worked really well, and as you can see, I'm going to have a lot left over. So hopefully I won't need to repair any more boards, but you never know. So I'm going to hold on to that. So coming back to the circuit board here, that's my game plan, folks. And you know, I've taken my time on this. I've made sure everything is clean. I'm going to inspect it again under a high power magnifying glass. If there's one that I don't like, I'll take it out and redo it, or fix it, either one. And I'm going to make sure that this thing is perfect. I have no intention of ever taking the components out of this board again, nor do I have any intention of ruining it again. So I'm going to be really careful the way I solder this thing. I'm going to be really careful the way I assemble it, and I'm going to make sure that it's perfect. So I can start to feel the excitement already. I think I'm going to nail it this time, which is good. And my last video, I'm jumping the gun a little bit here, but my last video is going to be a complete recap of everything that I did right and everything that I did wrong. And that'll be like the post-mortem video. So so with that, I'm going to wrap this video up, and when I start to get this thing populated, I'll publish another video and show you what that looks like. All right? Have a great night, everybody. This is Ron.